content actually for today. Today we're going to look into the area of the barista basic. There will be a little bit of introductions about coffee, the type of coffee bean. We will actually share with us a farm visit experience and a little bit of coffee equipment. And of course, we're going to talk about if you would like to become a barista, what are those skills actually required. And the last one for today is I'll move into a little bit of demo. I will show you about to use a semi-auto coffee machine to brew an espresso and also a cafe latte. All right. So let's start with the introductions to coffee. Okay. So, and always, whenever we start any topic or subject, it's always start with history. All right. So let me just share that, if you have a look at the poster and people say that the poster title or the workshop title is A Cup of Joe. Who is this handsome guy, Joe? Okay, so basically back in 1914, there is this Navy, right? The captain is Joe. Okay, so this Captain Joe actually stops the Navy actually for drinking alcoholic drinks. So the Navy was extremely disappointed, and what they want actually to keep them away, and it begins with drinking coffee. Okay, so from 1914 onwards, right, whenever you see a cup of Joe, right, referring to the Captain Joe, been asking them actually to stop drinking alcoholic drink and move into the coffee drink. Okay, so this is why the workshop title today named that A Cup of Joe. So, however, if you go to the cafe or you go to the restaurants, you place an order and you say, "Can I have a cup of Joe?" Oh, I'm sorry, I think maybe nobody know that what you mentioned. Okay, so this is the knowledge that we would like to share with our student. And if you read some book, okay, or you know about the history of the coffee, and the most famous history is actually back in Ethiopia. There's this Kadi boy. Right, this Kadi boy actually discovered that his bush actually eat the berry, this red color berry, and become very, very excited. All right, so the Kadi boy actually discovered the berry is actually a coffee. Okay, that's where I will talk more about. Actually, we should not call coffee when it's actually in farm, because coffee is actually a tropical fruit. So before they complete the whole process of becoming the coffee, we have to call this a fruit. Okay, it's a fruit and it's a berry. Okay, so when it's in farm, we call this a berry, coffee berry. Okay, okay. Next, we move into why Starbucks, why coffee bean is now very famous actually around the world. And in fact, the drink at times is expensive. Okay, because coffee is labor intense. Okay, why is it labor intense? And in this photo, you can see that the whole bunch of coffee berry, right? Coffee berry do not ripe at the same time. Right? You can see that there's some berry is in red color, some berry is in yellow color. Okay, so the farmer have to select the red color berry hours. Okay, so they cannot use a machine to harvest, they have to use, right, the human eyes to select the best berry to harvest. This is the reason, this is one of the reasons that resulted is expensive. Okay, another reason resulted expensive is because of this wonderful machine. If you would like to brew a specialty coffee, you would have to invest into the semi-auto coffee machine. Okay, I will show you how to handle the semi-auto coffee machine. Okay, so now with the technology actually develops, right? In fact, many home use machine is also quite popular, right? Like example, at home I have a espresso machine, very small machine but very powerful. And in fact, I have a freshly brewed coffee every morning. Right. Okay, more thing about coffee. Coffee growing on the tree. Right. So this is a photo we took during our farm visit, during my visit with Queenie in Johor. Okay, and actually we can coffee is actually growing on the tree. Right. Okay, so coffee is a seed or actually a pits. Okay, so in one berry you can find two pits, two seeds. Okay, so just like what you see actually in the photo, but they are not so beautiful, they are not so good looking, all right? And for example, you can see here in the photo, right? This is because it's before it processed. Okay, so later we will explain about how the harvest, all right, and do the process of the coffee berry. Okay, not so good looking, not so interesting, but it's okay because it's just on the fruits, the outer layer only, right? Yes, in the farm you might not see something very interesting and all, right? After the coffee or the berry process, right, it will become wonderful drink, wonderful beverage, right? Okay, so there are many types of coffee beans actually around the world. In fact, Indonesia also have many famous coffee bean. I think in Indonesia, very famous is actually um, the luwak coffee, the coffee luwak, and also I think it's very expensive coffee in the world, right? Okay, so right, okay, there are 126 species type of coffee plant, so many different types, and different coffee bean actually give the different aroma, flavor, and also the end result of the beverage. Okay, so there's so many types we were not able to describe so many and all this, but I would like to share with you the most famous, right, is actually Arabica bean, Robusta. Arabica bean and Robusta. Okay? Okay, now, so let's take a look that the coffee bean here, there's 3 coffee bean. If I can ask the student, right, if I would like you to guess which coffee bean is the king of coffee bean in the world. Okay, can you type in the chat is 1, 2, or 3? Okay, so student, just a very quick question, a very simple question. You can have a look this photo. 1, 2, 3 type of coffee bean. All right, just make your guess. Which one is the king of coffee bean?
Langsung bisa diketik ya di chat box. Pak, atau misalnya ada yang mau unmute. Kalau misalnya unmute, silakan.
Silakan, mana kopi yang paling enak? 1, 2, apa 3?
3.
Ah, 3. Ketik. 3, they say.
Good, wonderful, wow. Right, okay. So let me just give you the correct answer. Yes, you're right. The correct answer is number 3. Number 3 is the Arabica bean, coffee bean. And it's called king of coffee bean is because the caffeine content is actually considered the lowest and also is the most slightly expensive compared to the other type of coffee bean. Okay, so Arabica coffee bean is about 1.4% of caffeine content. Okay, Robusta is about 4.5%. Okay, and now the number 1 is actually very famous in Malaysia called Liberica. It's slightly lower, about 1.2%, but they are not so famous like Arabica and other types of bean. Okay, so here you can see there's the different type of coffee bean give the different result. So before you would like to become a barista, the first thing is you have to understand the different type of coffee bean, right? And what kind of result, what kind of coffee can give it to your consumer. Okay, so this is considered your raw material. Okay, so the skill of barista is require you to have the coffee knowledge, right? Many baristas, they travel around the world. Okay, they go to the different country to taste a different type of coffee bean, right? They go to the Europe country to understand why, you know, in Italy, people drink espresso. So what is the espresso is actually different from actually in Asian country and all. Okay, so to become a barista, the first is you have to understand about coffee bean. And I hope that I have opportunity to go to Indonesia to try the different coffee bean, including coffee luwak as well. I tried once actually in Bali, and I know that in Indonesia there's many other place and regions and all produce a wonderful coffee. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to move into farm, right? So the knowledge where we're going to share is actually based in Malaysia, based in Johor, and like what I mentioned to you, that I have opportunity to visit this coffee farm together with PE last year. It was during the pandemic. Okay, when the travel is allowed, right? We can't wait to go out and say, okay, then I say, come, let's go to this coffee farm to learn about coffee and things like that. And she come along actually with me, and I was not so boring and also I'm not alone. So in Taylor's University, before the pandemic, we organized many visits. We organized a visit to hotel. We organized a visit actually to other part of Malaysia, right? If we have lecturer organize a trip actually to Europe country, to Spain, to Italy, and I also organized a trip to Korea actually with my students about 5 or 6 years ago. So because in Taylor's, we believe that learning outside of the classroom is actually extremely important. Okay, and especially you have to learn from the raw material, raw ingredient, and also you have to learn with the expert. You have to learn from the best. Okay, so we can go to the hotel to learn from the chef, from the F&B experts and from the sommelier as well. Okay, so in this, I will leave it to Pui to present. Okay, Pui, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Miss Michelle. So I will talk about from farm to cup, and let's see how a berry on the coffee plant can turn into a cup of coffee in our cafe. So we will talk about selecting and harvesting coffee cherry, processing coffee cherry, roasting process, and also different roasting levels. So the first of all, the coffee farm workers will actually enter the coffee plantation areas. And as you can see in the pictures, it is actually quite a little bit high mountain area. And we will pick the red color berry only. Next slide. As you can see, there are green and also red color cherry on the plant. We only want to pick the red color ripe cherry. And if some farm, they do not use workers, so they use machines. The machines will harvest all of them, but later separate. So we can look into the next step, which is sorting. From the cherry we take just now, we will pour onto this machine, and then the machine will separate into 3 sizes: S size, M size, and L size. This is called a dry process. Next slide. And if the coffee farm, they do not use machines, they can use this wet process, which is immerse the coffee cherry in water. The bad fruit will float, the good fruit will sink. Then we can separate. Next part, we will go into depuffing. We will have a machine. When we pour on the machine, all the cherry, and the bottom part, you can see it comes out all the cherry skin, and the front is all the cherry fruit. But the skin is only removed half, not all. So it's called parchment coffee for now. Next slide. Now we come to a step called demucilaging. Actually, when we see the green color fruit, it's a sticky layer on the fruit called mucilage. We need to put all this fruit for 12 to 70 hours to fermentate. Then the sticky layer will be removed. Next step, we will come to a drying process. We can see the worker, they pour in all the beans on the floor to sun dry the coffee for around 12 to 14 days, depends on the weather, because sometimes it's raining. We want the moisture content to drop to 11%. Next step, we will go into resting. As you can see, the worker here, actually they will push so the coffee bean, they can dry equally, because some are at the bottom, some are on top. So when resting, we need to choose a place which is dark, cool, and low humidity. All the coffee beans will have a beauty sleep here for around 1 to 3 months. Next slide. Yes, as you can see, we stack up all the coffee beans here. Actually, it is to keep the best flavor and maybe develop more flavor and allow the moisture to move evenly inside the packet. So after this long time of resting, we will now go into hulling. As I mentioned just now, the skin actually remove half. So now we want to remove the whole skin. It's through a hulling machine. So now we can see it's the green beans, green color as our coffee bean are ready to be roasted. For some factory, they want to produce high quality coffee beans. So they will have this polishing steps. Actually, it's optional. Is to remove the silver layer on the coffee bean. So they can actually sell a better quality and more expensive beans. But it's optional. So we can come to our last part, is actually roasting. Our sorting and grading. Next slide. Okay, we need to sort and grade the coffee beans. Depends on their standards. Maybe some they attacked by the insects, so we need to separate them and grade them. Then we bring to roasting. This is our last process, where you can see the machine actually is like keep rotating and like kacau the beans. When the beans they have the 400 degrees Celsius internal temperature, the oil will come out. When the oil come out, the coffee beans start to turn brown, create the sweetness, create flavor, and develop body. So now, when we cool down the beans, it's actually ready to brew and drink coffee. Normally in the market, there are different roasting levels. Typically is 4 levels: light roast, medium roast, medium dark roast, and dark roast, which is almost into black color. If we want the darker, the roasting time will be longer. For dark roast is about 15 minutes. For light roast is only 7 to 9 minutes. So next slide. If you do drink coffee, you can type in the chat box, let me know which roasting level you like the most. We can put in light is 1, medium is 2, medium or dark is 3, and dark roast is 4. Personally, I love number 2, medium roast. It's a little bit of bitterness, but still have the sweetness to balance the whole flavor. Thank you. I will pass back to Miss Michelle for the coffee equipment content.
Okay, so thank you very much. I actually prefer medium dark roast. Sometimes I drink dark roast as well. I guess because when I'm actually a kid, I really start drinking coffee actually with my grandparents. So I think after so many years of drinking coffee, right, I think my sensory analysis for coffee, right, is actually quite strong. That is actually my preference. Okay, so maybe we can see later the students what actually they prefer. Thank you very much, Pri, for your presentation. Okay, so let's move into the different types of actually coffee equipment. Okay, there's many types of coffee equipment. So to become a barista, you have to know how to use all these equipment. Okay, so in general, there are 2 types of coffee. Okay, we have to differentiate, right, what kind of coffee method that we want to prepare. For example, on the screen here, it shows that this is actually infusion method. Okay, infusion method. Later, I will show you extraction method. All right, that is the difference between infusion method and extraction method. They're actually important. So as a barista, you have to start with having, all right, learning using all the different types of equipment. For example, the first one is we call the AeroPress, right? No need any machine, right? Very easy. You just need to press. Okay, you get a cup of black coffee. Okay, and the second one is very famous, especially in Vietnam. All right, and so Vietnam using this actually to brew their coffee. You can have one type of coffee powder, two types of coffee powder, different types of coffee powder give the different flavor. Okay, and of course in Europe, it's very famous for the Matri, right, which is a French press coffee. All right, and I also have a French press coffee at home. So sometimes I do not use the machine. I will use the French press coffee. Okay, so that will give you the different result. Right, and the last one is actually we call the Turkish coffee, and you can put this eye break on top of the stove and to cook a very thick coffee, and it can be reduced to something very heavy. Especially Arabics, yeah, they like to drink these types of coffee. So overall, these forms of equipment give you the infusion method. Okay, infusion method, right? If you would like to be a barista, you want to learn how to do latte art, you have to move into something called extraction method, right? In order to achieve extraction method, we have to use this type of machine, and minimum bar pressure for the machine is 9 bar pressure. Okay, so normally if example we attend my class before, right? I will demonstrate, I will show, what is the meaning of 9 bar pressure. Okay, and I hope one day I can have the opportunity to share with all the students here. Okay, so let's go for something very interesting, Jay, for today. Right, okay. So I have been talking about the extraction method. I've been talking about using the semi-auto coffee machine because of the coffee bean can create a very beautiful aroma, and this aroma called crema, C-R-E-M-A, crema. This layer of crema is extremely beautiful and tastes actually very nice. So for example, in this photo, you can see that is a coffee, but on top of the coffee, they have this brown color layer. Okay, this brown light color layer is called crema, C-R-E-M-A. This crema can achieve by using the coffee machine, using the machine with 9 bar pressure and other element. Right. So after knowing all the coffee bean, the equipment, and to become a barista, you have to do a wonderful espresso, a very good espresso, because espresso is a fundamental of many drinks. Okay, many different types of coffee bean. For example, cappuccino, cafe latte, right? And for example, Irish coffee and things like this. Okay, so to achieve that beautiful, wonderful latte arts and all, right? You have to learn to brew a beautiful crema first. Okay, so this is the formula. I think I'm not going to explain to you the formula. Okay, the only one I want to highlight, right, is you have to go under the pressure of 9 bar pressure. Okay, so this 9 bar pressure is use the machine. Right, later on in the demo, I will show you what kind of machine normally our students use in our campus. Okay, so let's go very quick because I have been talking about espresso. Espresso is the base of many coffee drinks. To become a barista, every morning when you go into your outlet, okay, you have to check the machine, you have to check the condition of the coffee bean, you even have to check the grind size, the size of the powder. Is it should be very fine, okay, or it should be different size, because it will give you the end result, especially on the espresso. Okay, so for example, you can see there are 6 photos here. Right. Based on the look, right? Can you guess which one is the best espresso? Can you type your answer in the chat?
Ayo ditebak mana satu yang espresso yang paling bagus. Kalau misalnya nggak minum kopi, mungkin ada lihat papa mamanya lagi minum kopi, siapa tahu kan? Atau ke Starbucks. Nah.
I received from Jessica. Jessica sent me a direct message.
Okay.
She put 1. Okay.
I guess 4.
Okay. Okay, let's see more answer. Number 6. Okay, I have Jesslyn send direct message to me also. Number 6.
3.
3. Okay, good. Good guess. Okay, any more? Many students send direct message, you know. Okay, let me just read. I have Stevia said number 2. Jesslyn number 6. I have Asamlu said number 6 as well. Right? Number 5. Cynthia said number 5. Many students, I guess, very shy. They say, yeah, they send direct message. 3, 3, 4, 3. Okay. Okay. Right. Just a minute, huh? All right, just a minute. Okay, I guess students here quite shy. Send direct message, they say 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's see the correct answer. Huh? Right. The best espresso, if it's just based on the look, right, is number 6. Right? A good espresso with a little bit of tiger skin actually on top. Okay? Okay, so I'm so sorry to those who actually select number 2 and number 4 and number 5. Okay, and it's because that is actually over extracts. Okay, and the grind size is actually too fine. Okay, and number 5 is a way too much of extraction. Right? Okay, so number 1, yes, number 1, number 3 is actually very close. However, if you see number 1, there is a bubble, right? On top here, there is a least little bubble.
Michelle hang ya?
Oh, Michelle hang ya. Bentar.
Iya.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I think yes, I had a little bit of problem with my laptop. Okay, can you just give me a minute? Just a minute, huh?
By the way, kalau misalnya mau leave message bisa langsung ke Pak Dendi ya, bisa ke Taylor's langsung, University, atau ke saya langsung juga boleh, nggak apa-apa. Soalnya kayaknya memang settingan Zoom-nya, jadi kalian nggak bisa send message to all. Makanya jatuhnya direct message semua.
Oh, I see.
Ya, ya. So, it's okay. Kalian bisa leave langsung ke directnya ke Pak Dendi langsung atau ke CC langsung juga boleh ya. Udah di setting bisa, Kak? Oh, udah oke.
Oh, okay, good.
Oke, thank you.
Siap. Berarti kalian memang malu ya? Oke, no problem. Oke. Nah, nanti kalau buat apa namanya? Kalau buat lihat nanti workshopnya, kalian langsung pin video yang ini. Yang misalnya Ligwe ini, kamu pin itu jadi nanti itu besar di layar kalian ya.
Jadi nanti tetap mau nanya kan lumayan tuh knowledge coffee kan kalian nggak pernah dapat, sekolah kan nggak ada tuh pelajaran begini. Jadi ini sebuah knowledge yang menambah wawasan untuk semua. Oke? Ya siapa tahu oke, pasti nanti ada pemikiran, masa saya kuliah tinggi-tinggi saya mau jadi barista sih, Ci? Enggak juga, itu salah satu pelajaran aja kok di hospitality gitu. Jadi itu sebuah knowledge yang bisa kamu pegang. Oke?
Betul.
Ada yang mau nanya nggak sambil tungguin Miss Michelle-nya?
Jadi nanti jadi ada ya. Kamu tadi saya bilang ketika kamu masuk ke bidang di culinary di Taylor's, kalian bisa dapat coffee jadi barista juga kok bisa, atau kamu misalnya mau ke arah wine, kamu bisa jadi sommelier juga, atau kamu nanti ke arah sirup, kamu juga bisa menjadi seorang bartender, atau kamu nanti juga jadi ahli teh, di sana juga akan belajar tentang teh. Maybe Eng Pui, can you share what else that you study when you were in? Okay, Cher's already here again.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry, yeah. Right. Okay, so let's continue just now about the espresso. Okay, so let's back here. Okay, so right, just now I am explaining about number 1 and number 3, right? Okay, so number 1, number 3 is actually, in fact, is quite close. However, it's not the best yet because there's a bumper on top. Right, so for example, number 1, you can see there's a little bit of bubble on the side. There's a little bit of bubble on the side. Similarly, like number 3, you can see there's the color is not very even. Okay, so how do we achieve all this? For example, how do we achieve to get a good espresso with a tiger skin? Like example in number 6, okay, it requires skill. Whose skill? The barista. Right? Okay, so the baristas must know the coffee bean, must know how to use the grinder, must understand the machine, must understand how to compact the coffee powder, how to do a good tamping, okay, which is I'm going to show you later. Okay, so this is just a very quick exercise. Normally the students in our class, they have to start to understand the importance of this layer of crema, because the layer of crema contains 2 very important ingredients. Number 1 is sugar. Okay, so why is it brown color? Why is it not red color or pink color? It's because, right, the coffee bean contains sugar. The bar pressure of the machine have turned the sugar into a caramel. So this layer of crema is actually a sugar caramel because of the bar pressure from the machine. So this is a very important ingredient, right, in coffee. The second ingredient is oil, right? Some coffee bean that adds oil, right, during the roasting and all. Okay, so this layer of crema at times you can see a very shining color on tops and all is because of the oil content after the machine has been processed. Okay, and you can see that it's a little bit shining, and that can contribute a very good flavor aroma actually into the coffee. Okay, so later I'll show you how to use the semi-auto coffee machine. And now, so I keep on mentions about you would like to become barista. What are those skills? Okay, so beside the technical skill, example like I mentioned just now, how to handle the semi-auto coffee machine, the grinder, the latte art, and in begin with you have to have the coffee knowledge. Okay, I think we already have the farm, a little bit of farm knowledge. You need to know everything. You need to know how the harvest take place, how to select the best bean, how the roasting actually take place, and all. You have to understand the different method. For example, the extraction method, the infusion method, the brewing method, and of course, you must learn how to do latte art. And there are different type of latte art. Are you going for the free pouring, all right, or are you going for the 3D art, or you use the chocolate sauce? Okay, and of course, there are different type of specialty coffee drink. All right, and you also have to know other type of beverage, because when you open a coffee outlet selling coffee, you are not just only coffee. You might sell tea, you might sell juices, and you need to have those knowledge. And beside that, you also must have a soft skill. So those are soft skill actually includes of your customer will come to you, ask you about a question. You must have the communication skill. You must have the customer service. And I think everyone actually in hospitality, their attention to detail, right? They got to see, right, the reaction of the customer. They have to check the cleanliness of the area. They have to check the machine quality. Okay, so all of these are attention to detail. And now, that's you also require you to be multitasking. All right, it's not just brewing the coffee. You also have to know the other things, and of course, you must have the responsibility. So the responsibility of your job, for example, you must know how to taking care of the machine, all right, and you must know actually how to handle the inventory. Okay, so this is just a very basic skill for you to know, all right, and we're going to move into the demo. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Okay, so I have probably another, how much time do I have to do the demo?
Just finish it, but one.
Okay, so maybe any question?
Oke guys, silakan kalau ada pertanyaan sambil kita demo, kalian bisa chat juga di sana sambil kita bahas. Silakan. Kan sekalian sudah bisa nih masuk ke everyone nih. Silakan kalian chat. Saya mau buka warung kopi nih. Gimana caranya yang murah? Boleh. Silakan di chat di sini. Apa-apa kalian pakai bahasa Indonesia, nanti saya atau kita translate ke Mrs. Michelle, Pak Empui.
Ya, mungkin nggak apa-apa di unmute ya, anak Smakis, nggak malu-malu kok.
Yalah, silakan. Kalian jago-jago juga bahasa Inggrisnya.
Kalau mau Indo nggak apa-apa, nanti kita bisa translate.
Kira-kira berapa modal untuk restoran kecil berapa ya Kak? Wah, Michelle, there's one question from Yusuf Steven. He asking, how many have to prepare to open little restaurant with the barista skill like this?
Okay, so there are different type of restaurants, you know. So let's say we talk about independent. There are many independent coffee shop available actually in Malaysia. Okay, so let's say I can count ringgit, right? Easily you will require about 150,000 ringgit to 200,000 ringgit to such a small one. 150,000 ringgit. So I'm not sure how much is rupiah.
How much? 150,000.
150,000 ringgit.
Oke, itu 150.000 ringgit. Berarti sekitar kali 3 ya. Sekitar 50 jutaan lah ya. Gituan lah kira-kira.
Oke.
Lebih ya. Oke.
In Malaysia, so in other country, probably I'm not too sure, but in Malaysia. Because easily the machine is already probably can cost you 40 to 50,000. 40 to 50,000.
Mungkin kalau misalnya barista yang harus diinvest itu mesin sama coffee bean-nya, itu yang mahal nggak sih? Tapi ya kamu begitu beli, kamu bisa reuse terus. Dari sana kan, oke, kamu invest big money, habis itu ini money-mu kecil-kecil tapi kan banyak gitu loh.
Oke, tadi Stephanie nanya bagian tipe of coffee. Tipe kopi ada 3 tadi ya. Robusta, Arabica, and
coffee bean is it? Liberica.
Pak Dendi kan nggak minum kopi, jadi ngeblank Michelle. Yeah, the student asking, there's a type of coffee equipment. Which one? I want to ask. Oh, it's different questions.
What type of coffee bean in Starbucks? Okay. Coffee at Starbucks, right? They have their own blending. Okay, so it depends. So sometimes they use their own blending, sometimes they use Arabica, sometimes they sell Robusta. So in the situation of Starbucks, right, they will see that, okay, during, let's say, Christmas, they want to do some promotion. Which is the best coffee bean to go with the promotion of their drink? Then they will select the different beans. Okay, but I know that Starbucks have their own blending, meaning that they have their own bean. Okay.
Oke, jadi campur-campur ya, Starbucks-nya lihat yang mana satu paling laku. Oke, nah di sini ada Jason nanya nih, I want to ask if it's the first time I want to make my own coffee, what machine or tools is most recommended?
Okay, good question. You know? So I depend on how much investment budget that you have. Let's say you are in Malaysia, I will suggest you to go for the espresso machine. Okay, in Malaysia, you can get in Harvey Norman. We have electrical shops called Harvey Norman. So Harvey Norman, you can get a small espresso machine, okay, and so less than 1,000 ringgit. Okay, if you think that you can, you have the budget, that is my recommendation to you, because with a small machine, you can actually make a lot of things. You can start to practice for your latte art at home already. Okay, so for those, let's say you have that amounts of money to purchase, go for the small espresso machine. Let's say you don't have, okay, you don't have, it's okay. You can either go for French press, AeroPress, perhaps let's say Vietnamese coffee. These are all the very less expensive equipment. So it's also wonderful to start with. The most important is you got to start to get to know, start to understand the different bean, okay, and start to do a bit of sensory analysis. Okay, so when you drink coffee, what are the flavor that you're looking for? Are you looking for sweetness? Are you looking for bitterness? Or are you looking for the lasting aroma in your tongue? Which one? Okay, so those are actually important to become a barista. All right. Okay, so Christine's asked the question. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe I need your help. There's a Christine's asked a question.
Pak Dendi, ini ada Pak Kristen nanya nih, kopi O apa paling direkomendasi dan paling diminati oleh penggemar kopi?
Oh, okay. Actually, you already answered this question, Michelle. Actually, they said black coffee. Which one? Black coffee is most recommended.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So again, because coffee has a different flavor, it depends on the individual as well. Like example, I prefer medium dark roast coffee. Okay, and it's because those actually give the different result and things like this. Okay, so maybe we can stop here first. We move into the demo. Wow, now I'm very excited because the students start to begin to ask questions. Okay, all questions are good questions. This is what I always tell my students. All questions are good questions, and please do not hesitate to ask. Right. So I'm going to move into the using another device, okay, so that you can see. So I'm going to stop here. I stop here. You can check Michelle Lee, right? And you can see the white color machine. Okay, that's where I will perform my demo there. Okay.
Oh, kalian udah nggak usah pin ya, ini udah di spotlight sama
Nih.
Sudah di spotlight, jadi kalian itu. Untuk pertanyaan nggak apa-apa, kita tampung dulu. Kayaknya banyak banget, nggak apa-apa, nanti kita tampung. Nanti after Miss Michelle-nya setelah demo ke kita, nanti kita akan jawab lagi.
Okay, I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
And
okay, so I start to introduce about the coffee grinder. Right, so all the coffee bean are placing actually inside here. All right, and we're going to press the button. Right, and see all the powder are grind inside. Okay, so this is the coffee grinder to get the fresh coffee powder. All right, do not refill actually too much. Okay, and make sure that it's always actually fresh. Okay, so, and we also have the knock box. All right, so I will use the knock box later. Okay, and next one is this is a semi-auto coffee machine. This is 9-bar pressure. Okay, and of course they have the different functions, right, for the machine. And very important is we have to use we call the portafilter. Right, for example, this is double portafilter. Right, we can brew 2 cups of coffee. So this is the previous coffee powder. So
ini poinnya sambil explain juga ya di chat box-nya, kalian bisa baca ada step apa aja yang dilakukan.
We have 2 types of portafilter, double and also single. Okay, so they must always attach together with machine. Okay. And the next one is the steamer. Okay, so you can see the steamer is very powerful, and the steamers allow to create a microfoam for the latte later on. Okay, so I'm going to turn on for you to have a look or perhaps hear the sound. Okay, so you see this is a beautiful air. It helps to create the microfoam for the latte later. Okay. And of course, I do have the milk jug, the big one, and the small one. The big one, the small one. Okay. So the big one for me to frost the milk later, and the small one is easy, lighter to do the latte art. Okay, so the milk will transfer the big one to the small one later. Okay, and of course, I have these two things here. This is called temper. Okay, because we have to compact the coffee powder later. Okay, so there are two types of, one is stainless steel and one is actually made from the plastics. Okay, so for barista, normally they prefer this type of stainless steel because it's more heavy. Okay, and of course I have the thermometer. All right, so for all begin with learning about latte art, they have to use thermometer. Okay, by the expert already, they do not use thermometer, and they know that the milk has to steam at the perfect temperature. So the milk temperature to brew a good cup of latte is between 60 to 65. So the barista will put their hand on the side here, okay, and they feel it. They know it's 60 to 65. Okay. However, for beginner, let's say for student, we have to use thermometer to check to make sure it's the perfect temperature. Okay. Okay. So reason why we don't depend on thermometer is because one day if you do not have thermometer, you cannot brew a very good, beautiful latte. Okay. So thermometer is just for you to check. Right after you're familiar, you know already, you should stop using thermometer. I know that Starbucks is still using thermometer to check and all. However, next time you pay attention, if you go to a coffee shop, you can see, right, many have stopped using the thermometer because they themselves already know how to frost the milk at the right temperature. Of course, we do have chocolate sauce, all right, and we do have, we call the aging pen. Right, so sometimes the latte is not so beautiful, so nice and all. You can use the chocolate sauce actually to beautify the latte and all. Okay, so today let's begin with brewing you a cup of espresso. All right, so to brew a cup of espresso, of course, we have to first attach the water filter. Can clean first, right? We do not wash. Okay, we don't wash is because we want to maintain the temperature, the right temperature of water filter. Okay, so move the water filter to the dryer. Okay, right, and start to dry the coffee powder. All right, I already grind just now. So what I need to do is I just have to dispense into my water filter. Okay, it's okay to have a little bit extra. Is okay, no problem. Because you have to flatten it. Okay, and now you can see that the coffee powder is not perfect yet because they still have the gap in between, right? That's where I will use the temper, right, on the side here, and I'm going to press. Okay, this skill called tamping, right? And it's extremely important for barista because like what I told you just now, we want to brew a very beautiful creamer, right? Part of the criteria is depending on the barista skill, right? I have to apply 20 kg pressure, 20 kg. Okay, so how do I know it's 20 kg? At least half of my body weight. Okay, so the right way should be 2 fingers on the side, all right, and press and turn. Okay, and now you can see that the coffee powder is slightly more compact compared to before. There is an extra coffee powder, you can put it there. Okay, or it's okay, we can use our hand to remove it. There's no problem. Right, and now I move to the machine. I have to press first, or we clean the group head. Okay, we clean the group head, right? And now we put our portafilter attached together. Okay, and that's where we can brew our coffee. Right? Make sure the coffee cups is at the right temperature, is warm. Okay, and we press. Right. So this timing is important. We try to see that if we can get between 5 to 25 seconds. So longer than 25 seconds, maybe it's a bit over extract. Okay, so you can see that's where now it starts actually to brew, right? In the competition, barista competition, that's where the timer will come, right? The judge will put in to see whether is this between 5 to 25 seconds. It's as if 25 seconds, then maybe that means we're not considered use espresso. Okay, so I use the clear glass so that you can see the layer of creamer. So in Taylor's also, we have the special espresso cup, or we call this a demi tasse. A demi tasse, right? And actually for us to present actually to our customer, right? Okay, so let's see if this is a good espresso. Okay, so now you can see. Okay, so you can see that I keep on talking about crema. This is a layer of crema. Okay, of course I have not get the tiger skin, all right, but you can see that the color of the crema is actually important. Okay, okay, so below here is the coffee. That's where the sugar inside the coffee berry have turned into caramel because of this wonderful machine, because of the barista skill. Right? Okay, so I leave it here for you to take a look. So this is a fundamental for whoever wants to be a barista. Okay, so now I move into the next one is to teach you maybe how to do a latte. Okay, so we begin with first we need to have the espresso. So it's the same step. Okay, so again, tamping, right? Using the tamper, it's very important, right? Okay, 20 kg. Okay, make sure the powder is compact. All right. So it's the same steps. We have prepared 2 espresso. Okay, so espresso ready, and the next one is to get ready to prepare the micro foam. Right. So this is the milk. You can, of course, the different type of milk will give you the different result. So here we are looking into the right temperature between 60 to 65. Right. So the milk should be very shiny, very heavy body, right? Very puffy. Okay. So between 60 to 65, yes, you can get this result. More than 65, 70, 80, 90, you're going to get something very flat. It's everything burnt. So whenever I do something like this, actually, the same topic actually in my class, I will normally let my students try the milk at the temperature of 90. How is it taste? Okay, and later, I will let my students to try the milk perfectly steamed between 60 to 65. How is it taste? Then they can differentiate. Okay, why is actually important to steam the milk at the right temperature? Okay, so this is a steamer. Right? The position of the steamer, okay, inside the milk jug is very important. Okay, because this will actually give enough air inside the milk. Okay, so the barista will need to learn how to filter the milk, how to make sure that it's between 60 to 65 degrees Celsius. So beginning, the steamer will put it on the surface of the milk. After that, right, they have to move it down. Okay, the reason why they move it down is actually to make sure that there is enough air circulation actually inside the milk in order to get microfoam. So here I'm going to demo to you to have a look. Here at the same time, I'm going to brew my espresso. All right, and the milk. Okay, so one enough, we'll push it down. Okay. And right, I will stop at the 60 to 65 degrees Celsius. So cleanliness is actually important. For example, right after you have steamed the milk, you have to immediately clean up. Okay, so barista also have to maintain the cleanliness. Okay, so you see, right, the milk is quite smooth and puffy. Sometimes they have a little bit of bubble. It's okay, we can knock. Right, if you go to Starbucks, you hear people knocking here because they are trying to remove the bubble. Okay, so to make it easy, I will normally transfer to the small milk pitcher. Okay, so make sure it's very shiny, right? And you can see a layer of oil actually on tops. Okay, and no bubble, then only is good to do the latte art. Okay, so next is, this is the espresso. It's already been brewed just now. All right. Okay, so that's where you can start to pour, okay, the milk actually into the jar. All right. Okay, so this is the first cups of tea. So I think I can mix another cup of tea. I do hope that you can enjoy my coffee in future.
I won.
Yes, please come to Taylor's. I can treat you a coffee. Okay, so you can see still many bubble, big bubble. Right, it's okay. You just knock it. Okay, remove the bubble. You see the milk is quite shiny. Okay, so the same. Okay, you can see this espresso, the crema is slowly disappear. Right, so this is coffee pouring, right? And free pouring is actually important, right? And because this will be depending on the skill of the barista. Right, okay, so the second cup of tea. Right, so how do we normally know that whether the milk is perfectly steamed? Okay, so beside that, it should be no bubble or very minimum. Okay, this is still a little bit. Okay, so Michelle need to practice more coffee, use of coffee machine. Okay, another way is we can check whether it's a good steaming of milk. We can push the milk, all right, and we can see that the milk is cool a little bit. Okay, so like example like this. Okay, then this is a good microfoam. Okay, the barista have brewed a very good and right milk is perfect actually for latte. Okay, so thank you. I think I'm going to stop here. Let me go back to my screen. All right, then we can continue to answer for any Q&A.
Oke, nah itu dari Miss Michelle ya untuk workshopnya, ada prakteknya. Nah, Keren ya. Jadi kita tahu nih a cup of coffee itu gak gampang ya, banyak prosedurnya, banyak teknik-teknik yang harus kita perhatikan. Bukan langsung main ambil dari kaleng atau tempatnya langsung ditambah air panas sudah selesai jadi. Oke, jadi itu alasannya kenapa coffee di kafe-kafe itu lebih mahal ya, because perlu proses dan lain sebagainya. Tentunya juga ada mesin-mesinnya. Oke, nah mungkin kita kalau misalnya ada pertanyaan, silakan tetap di chat box. Tadi mungkin ada beberapa itu ya pertanyaan belum kita jawab.
Oke.
Mana nih?
Oh, thank you, Pri. We have putting all the description inside the chat, right?
Ya.
Wonderful, good job, Pri. Okay.
Di Michelle, question
Yes.
from Steffi Melanie. What kind of technique does an instant coffee factory needs to make the coffee? They say.
Oh, what kind of techniques? Okay. The technique actually they do, right? It's actually they're doing a lot of blending. Right. So in instant coffee, right, because in order to make it easy for the consumer, everything is actually pre-mixed already. Okay, so I would say that they use a blending method, right, to mix all the different powder and to become easy and convenient drink. Is very different from specialty coffee. So whatever I show you just now is we call specialty coffee. So basically, it's a different types of coffee, convenient for people.
Okay. This and the other one is from Maria. Can you share one simple recipe of coffee so I can try at home? Is it?
Okay, then maybe you probably have to come to our next workshop. So how to brew actually coffee at home. If I know that there will be everyone's topic, right? Then I will be very happy to show you my little small espresso machine at home. All right, okay. But I think very easy, you wanted to enjoy a cup of coffee, just go to the supermarket to grab any black coffee. And you have to actually like black coffee without sugar, without milk, if you would like to become a barista. Okay, if you put too much of milk, too much of sugar, right? Well, of course you can, but it's more to the preference. You have not moved into the specialty coffee world yet. So do go to the supermarkets, get a black coffee, and then start to enjoy it, right? And start to analyzing it. Okay, then slowly look into espresso machine. That's what I will emphasize.
Okay, thank you, Michelle.
Okay.
Another one from Yusuf asking about luwak coffee. Actually, is it true the luwak coffee is from a dumb one animal? He said.
It's from the poo-poo. It's from the poo-poo or the silver cat. Yeah. So
what is the difference?
Actually, what happened is the silver cat, right? They cannot digest the coffee bean. Okay, and because they cannot digest, right? The poo-poo actually come out with the whole coffee bean, but they will bring it to the farm to reprocess. So it's not like drinking it directly, So don't worry, okay? And it's extremely expensive. It's because the silver cat had to be given the freedom actually in the jungle, not quarantine the silver cat, So the farmer had to go and look for the poo-poo. So that resulted maybe there is a slightly higher price.
Okay, so it's true, yeah, Stephen. Okay, now Sharon. Can you share what coffee that is affordable for us as a high school student?
So look like we're going to create many future barista now. Right? What is famous actually in Indonesia?
Both of Arabica and also what you call the other one? Robusta. Yeah, both of them is famous. But yes, you are right. Arabica is a little bit more expensive compared to Robusta.
That's why called the king of coffee beans.
I see. Oke ya, tuh ya Sharon. Mungkin yang affordable, mungkin kata dia yang sudah di blended aja ya dari factory ya. Kalau Arabica kan mahal tuh Sharon ya. Tapi kamu bisa coba juga di rumah. Oke guys, mungkin waktunya sudah mau habis ya Pak ya?
Ya Pak Dendi. Tapi Boleh lah Pak, lebih 10 menit nggak apa-apa lah Pak.
Oke,
Jadi
10 menit
dikit nggak
lagi.
apa-apa,
Oke,
Pak.
kita mau ada Kahoot nih, mau ada games buat kalian. Tapi kalau kalian masih ada lagi pertanyaan, mumpung ada baristanya di sini, ada lecture-nya barista ada di sini. Ayo, kalau kalian ada pertanyaan, susah nih ketemu mereka. Kalau kamu ke Taylor's juga, wah susah banget ketemu Miss Michelle ini. Dia seorang program director, jadi susah banget, pasti sibuk ketika di KL ya. Oke, silakan kalau kalian mau ada pertanyaan lagi.
Yuk, yang mau tanya silakan. Siapa tahu mau tanya harga mesinnya berapa.
Nah, tadi ya, harga mesin betul loh Pak. Tadi yang paling murah dia bilang di Malaysia ada yang jualan kurang dari 1.000 ringgit. Berarti sekitar 3 jutaan aja udah bisa bikin kopi barista kayak tadi. Wah kan hebat. Ya sekarang teknologi semakin canggih ya. Harga lebih murah kalian bisa bikin.
Siapa tahu kami mau beli untuk sekolah Pak.
Ah, siap.
Dijual nggak Pak Ben untuk muridnya?
Kode keras tuh, kode keras tuh Erna, kode keras, siap.
Nanti kami jual depan gor. Di depan gor itu jual nanti. Nanti ajak Jason.
Dari
saya Pak.
Loh.
Mungkin ini for they asking what is the difference between portafilter single and double. What is the difference?
So portafilter single is actually for brewing 1 cup of coffee. Okay, double is actually to brew for 2 cups of coffee or espresso. So just now I brew 2 cups of espresso, right? I use a double portafilter.
I see. Itu ya penjelasannya ya, Ken. Oke. Now from Cynthia. Is it very different taste for coffee with hand grinded with the grinder with the machine?
Is it very different? Yes, it's actually very different because the hand grinder, right? You cannot adjust the size. Okay, and where the grinder that I used just now, right, you can adjust the size. The size for the coffee powder can be actually very fine. Okay, it can be not so fine. So yes, it will give you the different result.
Nah itu ya perbedaannya ya. Kecuali kalau lu udah makan 2 piring, wah di grindernya lebih kuat, nah bisa lah ya. Kalau mesin nanti bentuknya betul-betul sama, bahkan bisa bubuk sebubuk kopi bubuk yang kalian temuin di pabrik ya. Oke. Kemudian tadi.
Wah ini pertanyaan berbobot sekali.
Yang mana ya? Fiona ya? Oke. Tuh, Yang Fei udah jawab juga tuh tentang portafilter. I'm curious, can you use coffee or espresso only for third latte art? Will the foam sink or will it float? Or should you do it like a normal latte and put a separate, more airy foam on to make the third art?
Okay, very good question, Fiona. Yes, 3D latte art is different. The milk floating is different. It requires more air inside. Okay, so the milk floating technique is a bit different, right? And it's more to the cappuccino types and all, where the milk is even require more foamy types of milk. Okay, so it's different when we use a 3D latte compared to what I actually showed you just now. Okay, so it's a different. It's not the same as the normal latte art. It requires more airy from milk. Wow, it's a very good question, Fiona. Wonderful question.
Is it the machine the same as you used just now?
Yes, it's the same.
The
but
same?
it's just the milk floating technique is different. More air inside. Okay, so the milk will become very puffy, like cotton candy like that.
Tuh katanya butuh baking soda juga katanya tuh ya.
Correct.
Okay.
Udah nambah knowledge baru ya ternyata ya. Padahal ya.
Fiona kayaknya si Fiona nih udah jadi barista nih di Batam nih. Jangan-jangan nih ya. Oke,
Iya.
ada lagi pertanyaan guys? Satu lagi pertanyaan, habis itu nanti Dea akan show Kahoot yang akan mendapatkan GoPay dari kita, nanti disampaikan oleh Erna ya, Nak. Oke, silakan. Oke. Nggak ada lagi? Ada lagi nih. Can we make that kind of coffee with home budget coffee materials?
Okay. I think it's the same questions that many actually ask. Like I see that starts with a small espresso machine. So let's say you have about less than 1,000 ringgit budget, right? So if you don't have, then French press is also okay. You know, French press coffee, AeroPress now is also not very expensive. Start with those infusion method, okay, and then slowly you can move into the extraction method, okay, by using the machine.
Itu ya, Yusuf. Jadi kamu beli yang mesin yang kecil itu ya, kamu udah pasti bisa, oke ya? Oke, thank you Michelle, thank you Young Fan. Nah, now I send to Dea. Dea siap?
Oke, halo semuanya. Nah, oke Pak, ini kita main games ya, teman-teman. Ini saya take over dulu.
Nah, kalian siapkan handphone kalian.
Kita spare time 3 until 5 minutes ya buat teman-teman main. Ini cuman few questions aja tentang tailors dan juga tentang apa namanya tadi barista workshopnya. Nah, oke, teman-teman bisa di-join ya langsung.
Join Kahoot-nya.
.kahoot.it ya. Terus game pin-nya 523 7721. Nah, ini websitenya di www.kahoot.it, game pin-nya 5237721. Nah, nanti yang menang bakalan dapat GoPay dari Sentral ya, nanti akan dihubungin sama Cierna. Oke, join ayo teman-teman yang lain. Oke, wah udah banyak nih, udah ada 6 orang.
Ayo.
Ini fun quiz aja tadi, ini tentang tailor sedikit, lalu tentang barista workshopnya tadi. Nah, mungkin tadi teman-teman ada apa namanya yang ikut dari awal ya, nah, pasti bisa jawab nih pertanyaan-pertanyaannya.
Nggak apa-apa kok, ini kan having fun ya. Nah,
Betul.
menang ya dapat duit.
Bener. Bapak Ibu gurunya juga boleh join nih.
Ayo Pak. Sebelum bikin barista di depan, ikut dulu gamenya.
Siap, Pak. Siap.
Anak-anak aja, Pak.
Wah, banyak banget nih yang udah ikut, ada 39 orang.
Siapa tahu menang Pak Kris. Lumayan loh,
Kirim
Pak.
deh katanya daripada
Kirim aja
ikutan.
kopinya nanti, Cierna ya.
Kopinya. Nah.
Kopi.
Betul, Pak. Betul, Pak.
Oke, siap Pak Dendi. Buka Gojek sekarang, cepat.
Siap.
Mungkin kita tunggu sampai 50 orang kali ya. Ada lagi yang mau join? Ini udah 45 orang. Oke. Kita tunggu deh sampai 50. Ayo, guys. Nah, oke, 2 lagi. Kalau udah 50 baru kita langsung ya. Biar mempersingkat waktu juga. Oke, 1 lagi. Kita mulai ya. Oh, oke, masih ada yang mau ikut. Oke. Ada lagi?
Wah.
Yang mau, ayo cepetan.
Oke. Aku hitung ya sampai 5. Setelah itu langsung aku start. Oke. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oke. Langsung aku start ya, teman-teman. Oke. Nah, jadi ada 5 soal aja ya. Nah, Taylor's University lokasinya ada di mana?
Kalau nggak bisa juga asal jawab aja. Soalnya siapa cepet, kalau benar dia dapat poin lebih. Biasanya gitu.
Nah, betul.
Ada yang ngisi Kuala Lumpur. Oke, jadi kalau untuk lokasinya kita ada di Subang Jaya ya, teman-teman ya. Kita ada di Selangor. Bukan di Kuala Lumpur. Kalau mau ke Kuala Lumpur itu harus 30 menit kalau mau ke sana. Oke, pertanyaan kedua. Ini sejak tahun berapa Taylor's University Malaysia berdiri? Tadi ada di show ya sama Pak Dendi ya. Di awal-awal tadi Pak Dendi ada show. Betul, tahun 1969. Jadi kita udah berusia 52 tahun. Wah, pada perhatiin tuh Pak, tadi Pak, awal-awal.
Yes.
Nah, ini ada Val nih. Oke. Yang bukan partner dual awards-nya Taylors. Nah, tadi ada Pak Dendi juga show ya. Yang bukan ya, teman-teman. Oke, wah pada bener nih. Ya, yang bukan adalah Tokyo University.
Pada perhatikan nih, Dan.
Iya.
Siap, siap.
Good.
Tahun depan
Nah, nih, apa judul acara barista workshop hari ini? Nah, tadi di awal-awal udah di-show ya sama Miss Michelle. Judul barista workshopnya apa?
Ingat yang tentara, yang tentara.
Saya pada perhatiin bener nih jawabnya nih. Oke, bener. Mostly pada jawab yang A ya. Iya, A Cup of Joe, Introduction to Barista Skill. Oke. Next, ini ada Jason. Oke, number 1. Kita next nih, pertanyaan terakhir. Siapakah nama speaker barista workshop hari ini? Nah, wah ini ada jawabannya ya di sini ya. Jangan sampai salah.
Sudah terpampang nih di chat di apa partisipan. Wow.
Korek semuanya benar jawabannya. Jadi tadi speaker kita ada Miss Michelle dan Boyi ya, bukan Mr. Joe Daniels ya. Oke, siapakah pemenangnya? Kita lihat number 1 ada siapa?
Karena siap-siap lihat.
Oke, nah ini bisa di screenshot ya, Cerna ya. Yang juara 1 ada Jason.
Ya, masalahnya pakai nama nickname nih. Oke, it's okay. Nanti aku tinggalin nomor saya. Nomor saya. Nanti chat
ya.
aja ya.
Alright. Oke. Nah, saya balikin ke Cerna sama Pak Dendi ya.
Itu, nah Erna sudah kasih nomor handphonenya, kalian pemenang, tinggal WhatsApp Erna saja. Nanti GoPay-nya akan kita kirim.
Oke, mungkin saya tambahan dulu ya, dan sebelum tutup.
Silakan.
Jadi workshop untuk hari ini sebenarnya lebih ke knowledge kita, sebenarnya untuk something new lah untuk anak-anak Smakis, karena Smakis setahu saya nggak pernah ya Pak Kris, kita adakan workshop seperti begini ya, live langsung ada barista yang langsung kerjakan, buat kopi gimana gitu ya. Anak-anak juga learn something new lah hari ini. Oke, mungkin tambahan. Jadi bagi anak-anak yang pengen ngambil skill begini, silakan di Taylors ada jurusan tersebut. Jadi untuk di Taylors, kalian nanti kalau misalnya mau konseling lebih lanjut dengan Pak Dendi, kalian bisa kita bisa buat Zoom di luar session jam sekolah, itu nggak masalah. Nanti ini ada ya di chat box, silakan japri aja. Nanti saya akan buatin dengan Pak Dendi. Jadi kalian bisa tahu lebih detail. Kalau misalnya Ci pengen lagi ngobrol sama Miss Michelle, silakan. Tapi Miss Michelle kalau lagi available, karena sibuk banget ya Miss Michelle-nya. Oke. Habis itu untuk jurusan hospitality atau culinary di Taylors itu dual degree ya. Jadi kamu bisa dapat satu sertifikat dari Malaysia, satunya dari Prancis. Oke, kalian nggak salah dengar, Prancis dengan harga ringgit. Jadi affordable banget, dan memang untuk hospitality di Taylors itu sudah number 1 lah di Malaysia. Udah keren banget. Bahkan banyak banget murid-murid dari Taylors sendiri, banyak yang bagus-bagus kok. Kalau kalian tahu misalnya Common Space yang di Batam, habis itu Tore ID, kalian tahu, ada yang tahu Tore ID yang dekat banget sama Yos? Oke, itu semua adalah alumni Taylors yang buka. Dan semua anak perhotelan dari Taylors. Oke, itu semua murid-murid dari kita, CIE, Central. Jadi nanti kalau misalnya kalian mau Cici kenalin, boleh juga, karena itu mantan student saya juga ya, kalau misalnya mau sharing, mau apa, bisa saya kenalin. Mau nanya ini itu dari beasiswa juga ada tersedia di Taylors. Oke, jadi kalian silakan bisa kontak ke kita. Dan yang pemenang silakan kontak ke saya ya. Saya nggak tahu soalnya banyak singkatannya. Oke, Pak Dendi mungkin ada tambahan, Pak Dendi?
Oke, itu saja dari saya. Kalian kalau pengen join Teles tetap semangat belajarnya. Karena untuk masuk ke Teles nggak hanya cukup mau, tapi nilai ijazah kalian juga harus bagus. Apalagi kalian kalau pengen dapat beasiswa. Jadi semangat belajar. Selamat buat kalian semua para pemenang. Michelle, Angpui, terima kasih banyak. Oke, thank you very much for your time. Bapak
Sama-sama.
juga, Kepala Sekolah
Ya.
Universitas dari
Terima kasih Pak Dendi, terima
Terima
kasih
kasih banyak.
semua.